なんだこれ
What's going on here? Daru breaks the silence with a disbelieving whisper.
ゼリーマンって
They
ゲ
jellified
ル
someone?
化したってこと
Upon hearing the familiar word jellified, I reflectively look at the bunch of bananas placed next to the computer. There's only one banana left. Rule of threes. We didn't have a single successful experiment today, so none of them were jellified. But I don't think this is a mere coincidence. The jellified bananas produced by the phone wave name subject exchange and the jellified corpses produced by CERN's experiments. They seem identical in nature.
人体実験
They're experimenting on people. Kurisu speaks calmly despite her grim expression. She doesn't even avert her eyes from the gruesome image.
しかも完
And
全
this
ではないけど
means
タイム
they've
トラベル
created
を
a
成
time
功させて
machine,
るってことなん
doesn't
だよ
it?
ねこれ
Even if it's not perfect. I'm still in shock, so I don't quite grasp the meaning of Kurisu's
こ
words.
の新聞記事
This New York Times article is from
1921年のニューヨークタイムズよ
1921,
およそ90年前
90 years ago.
見て
Look. Kurisu points to the part of the black and white photograph, her finger shaking slightly. The jellified corpse of a man, she's pointing to his shoulder, which has writing on it. Perhaps it was printed on his clothes. It's fused into the jellified body, but you can somehow manage to read it. Damn, man.
セル
Like this game starts with like a bunch of numbers rolling. I know that like that's like a coordinate or something like that. 5710 or something rather. So it's not here. Okay, CERN.
つまり
So
セルンは LHC
CERN
を
used the
使った
LHC
タイ
to
ムト
send
ラベル
someone
実
back
験
to
で
生
1921.
きたままというのは失敗したみたい
Looks
だ
like
け
they
ど、ね、
failed to keep him alive though.
ゼリーマンズレポートは
Is this
これ
the
だけ
only
か
report?
いやまだ結構ある全部で
No,
14人
there's
分
more.
かな
Looks like 14 people in total.
もしもゼリーマンという言
More
葉
jelly men?
ゲル化した人間を意味
That
するの
means more jellified people?
その数だけ人体実験の犠牲
More
者がいる
victims of human experimentation.
ということか
I swallow hard. I'm awfully thirsty. I take a cold Dr. P out of the fridge and wet my throat.
他のも見せてくれ
Show me the others. Daru pulls up another report. Without being told to, Kurisu begins translating out loud. Here we go.
ゼリーマンズレポート9
French. Jellyman Report 9.
被験者ダン・ストレイスキー26歳出身カナダ
Dan Straysky, age 26, Canadian.
Z プログラム4
Z
実
Program
験
4.
日2004年9月6
2004.
日14時10分実験結果エラー
Results error human dad
Humans
mismatch.
新聞記事の切り抜きの方は
I think it's in French. I can't read it.
2001年の
I can sort of
1
read it.
月31日というのは読み取れる
You can read the date though. January 31st, 2001.
場所はフランスのポーかな
The location is Pau, France, I guess. 2001? That's fairly recent. A pretty big difference from James McCarthy, who jumped nearly 90 years back to 1921. Daru calls up a machine translation giving us the following. Oh, there we go. Collapsed male corpse discovered in forest outside Pau, France. Its left foot was fused to a tree trunk and the body had jellified. Daru goes to the next report.
ゼリーマンズレポート8
Jellyman 8.
被験者リンダ・ヒル
Linda Hall
25
25,
歳
British.
Z プログラム4実験日
2004, February
実験結果
15th. Results, dead, mismatch.
1972年
October
10月2日
1972,
イン
the
ド
jellified body of a woman
タ
was
ミルナー
discovered
ド
on the
州の
streets
ダル
of
マプリの路上でゼ
Dhamapuri
リー状になった女性
in
の遺
Tamil
体
Nadu,
遺
India.
体は放置された後で車にひかれた跡があり下半身は損壊していた
There were signs that the body had been run over by a car. Daru goes to the next page.
ゼリーマンズレポート7
Jellyman
被
7.
験者ミハイル・ラング
Subject Michael Lang,
33
33,
歳
German.
Z プログラム4実験結果エラーヒューマン・イズ・デッド
Mismatch,
Mismatch.
dead. The article clipping is written in Japanese. Pre-war. 1936, the corpse of what is believed to be a jellified human was discovered at the base of Mount Hiei in Kyoto. It was in a damaged state, possibly from having slid down the slope. It even happened in Japan. I've never heard this story before. It was pre-war though, so I guess someone born in the 90s like me would have no way of knowing about it. Next page. The picture shows a beach, beautiful, but for the jellyfish-like body lying on the sand. It must have washed ashore.
ゼリーマンズレポート6
Jellyman 6.
被験者マーク・ヒューズ
Mark Hughes,
30
30 American.
Z プログラム4実験日
2002, August
実験結果
23rd.
エラー
Dead. Mismatch.
1985年7月1日
1985.
フェロー諸島ストレイモイ島の海岸に奇妙な物体が流れ着
Strange
いた
body washed ashore on the coast of Straymoy, Faro.
それは成人男性のようにも見えるがクラゲのよう
I wonder if these
な
were
ブ
real
ヨブ
stories
ヨ
that
の
are-
物体であり生きてはいない、
Hmm.
島の住人たちの間では半魚人の死骸ではないかという噂も
Like anomalies, but if you put them all together, like they just, you know what I'm saying? Like they made a story of it, but they're probably unrelated in our history, but there's like possibly something tied to them to some degree, or maybe it's all just fake. It appeared to be the body of an adult male, but its flesh was soft, like that of a jellyfish. Some of the island's inhabitants believe that it was the body of a merman.
肩と見られる場所にはセルンという
The
確認があ
inscription,
ったが
CERN,
セルンは関与を否定している
was found near the body's shoulder, but CERN denies any involvement. Man,
まだ見る？
maybe don't tattoo your experiments. Keep looking.
もう十分だ。
I've seen enough. There are 14 of these people.
発見場所が世界中に散らば
The
っている
sites are
こ
spread
の
throughout
結
the
果か
world.
らどんな解が
What can we
導
deduce
き出
from
せるのか
this?
その場所へ送り込もうとしたのだろう。
They must have sent them to those places.
そうは思えない無計
I
画
don't
す
think
ぎ
so.
る
It's too random.
カーブラックホールが得意点をどうたらってあったけど、それが原因じゃ。
There was something about care, black holes, and gravity, right? Isn't that the cause? I mean, wasn't part of our lecture the whole idea that if you don't target something, like if it's just off by a bit, like you would just end up in a completely different place. Like imagine the world spinning and you have to target a pinpoint. Like you have to pinpoint the exact place that you're trying to teleport to. How could you, like, it'd be very difficult. That being said, it's happening in the microwave. Like the stuff is coming back to where it's being sent out of. It's reversing course to the exact same spot. That's kind of weird, man.
超重力による無限圧縮
It is believed that
カーブラックホール内の得意点通過に耐えられなかったと思われる
It is believed that due to infinite compression by supergravity, the subject cannot endure passage through the Care black hole singularity.
そう書いてあった
That's what it said.
カーブラックホールっ
It's
て
a Care black hole? Is it different from a regular black hole?
理論上存在を予言されているブラックホールよ中心の得意点が回転しているという特徴がある実在することはまだ証明されていないし証明しようもないけど
It's a theoretical black hole with a rotating singularity. Their existence hasn't been proven yet. Not that there's any way to prove one exists. Care black hole. Where have I heard that term before?
そうか。
That's
ジョン
right.
タイタン。
John Titor. Titor said his time machine used Care black holes.
タイタンはこう言っていた。
Here we go.
2034年にセルンによってタイムマシン開発は成功したと。そしてタイター自身は2036年からやってきたと。
According to Titor, CERN finished their time machine in 2034, and then Titor himself came from 2036. It makes sense for Titor and CERN to be using the same time travel technology. Who needs to close their eyes in deep thought?
カーブラックホールを作る
Creating Care black holes? That's insane.
そんなのむちゃくちゃよ下手し
If
た
you
ら
screw up,
地球ごと飲み込まれかね
it
ないよ
could swallow the earth.
そもそも
And besides,
カーブラックホールは
Care black
仮
holes
説であって
are just a theoretical construct.
タイターの予言は現実であり、ミューツベに出ていた LHC 実験における最悪の予想図もほぼ事実になりつつあるということだ。
If Titor's predictions are a reality, then that means that LHC worst case scenario video on MooTube was right. YouTube, but also a popular video sharing website, yes. But also Moo, which is a Pokemon. Yes. Mewtwo. Sorry, let's move on.
タイターの予言は知らんけど、
I
ミ
don't
ュツベで
know
問
about
題
Tyler's
の動画
predictions,
見たことある。
but I've seen
2、
the
3
problem
年前
video
に話題にな
before.
ってたよな。
It was on the news 2 or 3 years ago. A CG mock-up of an LHC-generated mini black hole swallowing the Earth went viral when it was uploaded to YouTube.
ブラックホール内部は尋常じゃない重力なの。そこを通れば確かに時間移動は可能かもしれないけど、生身の人間が通り抜けられるわけがない。
The gravitational forces inside a black hole are unbelievably powerful. It's certainly possible that passing through one could allow time displacement, but there's no way a human could do that and come out alive.
だからこそゼリーマン化している
That must
というべ
be
きだろう。
how these people got jellified.
ゼリーマンどころか、
It wouldn't
素
just
粒子
jellify
レベルま
you,
で分解され
it
る
would。tear you apart,
それがブラック
particle
ホー
from
ル。
particle. That's what a black hole does.
議論するよりタイムマシンについての資料を漁った方が早いんじゃね？
Before we discuss this, shouldn't we look through the rest of their time machine research? Daru's already started pulling up new documents. I'm suddenly afraid. Is it okay to keep hacking CERN like this? Bro, now you're worrying about this? Should I stop him? I'm the one who asked him to do it, but things have gotten serious now. This is also very much an early Act 2 kind of thing now. We see how we got like a lot of exposition about the actual technology and the damages, the impacts. Now we're getting like that exposition has to come before things start to go crazy. So I do feel like this is an early Act 2. You can confirm or deny that, but not the details, please. But at the same time, irresistible curiosity wells up inside me. Or maybe you don't have to confirm, but I mean, personally on your side, you can kind of like follow along and see like how this might fit in with like narrative, like storytelling in video games. That's something I'm really interested in, because video games is not always mappable as easily, because you know, us playing, we're a contributor to the experience of the narrative coming back to us, and so you kind of ebb and flow, right? That the writers aren't in full control of the actual narrative flow. We're at the helm here, you know. Something little game you get to play on your side of the monitor. Imagine Ritaro's face up against the screen. But at the same time, irresistible curiosity wells up inside me. Time travel is becoming a reality. I want to know that it's true. I can't stop now.
あった Z プログラムの中にタイムトラベル理論について解
Maybe
説
that's
して
that
るファイル
program
がある。
explains time travel theory.
随
Here we
分あ
go.
っさり見つかる
That
わ
was
ね。
pretty easy to find. CERN
セ
should
ル
have
に
better
しては脇
security.
が甘すぎる。
セルンが甘いんじゃなくて僕がすごいっつう
Security's
か。
fine. I'm just too good.
ダルは俺のマイフェイバリットライトアームであ
There it
り
is again. That was my favorite right arm.
スーパーハッカーだっけ？
I thought he was your super hacker.
ハッカ
Bam.
それでクリスティーナなんと書いてある
So what does it say, Christina? This is in English too, so I have no choice but to rely on my
ちょ
assistant.
っと読む時間く
Can
れ
you
ない
give me some time to read it? Kurisu's eyes dart left and right across the lines. Her earlier reluctance has vanished. It looks like she's as curious as I am. No way. But this is.
タイターって
Is Titor really.
本物なの？
何をブツブツ言っている
What are you muttering about?
何が書
Tell
か
me
れ
what
て
it
いるのか
says.
教えてくれ
Validation? Oh, right.
なんか
You know,
はめられたよう
this
な
feels
気が
like one big
してない。
joke.
どういう意味だ
What do you mean?
ほぼ一緒なのよ。
It's almost the same.
ジョン・タイター
The same
が
as
語った
Titor's
理
theory.
論の内容。ざっと説明すると、
Basically,
LHC によって陽子を高速の 99.999991% まで加
was
速
that
し
the
て
numbers for the
正面
Steins
衝
gate?
突させ
Oh yeah,
る。
no, they talked about this. Didn't they? Who talked about this? Titor? In the Chan boards? The LHC smashes protons together at 99.9999991, the speed of light.
そうすると、
By
10
doing
の
so,
マイナス24乗
they
キロ
compress
グ
a
ラムの
mass.
質量を10のマイナス19乗メートルっていう
He's
と
not
て
gonna
も
understand
狭
it.
い
It's
範囲
just
に
like I'm
圧
not
縮
gonna
して
extend
押し込むことがで
It's
きる。
fine. He compresses. Got it.
日本語で OK
In Japanese,
3
please.
行で
3 lines max.
すごく狭い場所、
A small mass.
すごく小さい質量、
Thrust into a narrow space
無理やりねじ込む。
with great force. That explanation is too vague.
その説明はエロすぎ
That
だろ
explanation is
情
too
報
erotic. Daru, you fuck.
どこが
What
どうエロい
part of it
の？
is erotic? Oh no, oh no. Ashida, you pervert!
そういう
Of
マキセ
course.
氏も
Sounds like
なか
you
な
have
か
a
の
pretty
妄想
good
能力の
imagination
高さじゃない
yourself. You worked it out, did ya?
一緒にすんな。
I'm not like you. Her blushing cheeks make her denial less than
ア
effective.
ホは相手にするなクリスティ
Don't
ーナ
listen to this fool, Christina. Continue.
続きを
What were we
何の
talking
話だっ
about?
たっけ？
無理やりねじ込む話
Thrusting with great force.
陽子の圧縮の話
Proton
だ
そ
compression.
の圧縮が成
Right.
功すると
Successful compression
ミクロ
generates
特異点ができるんだけ
microsingularity,
ど
which
ミクロ特異点
microsingularity,
ミニブラッ
not
ク
a
ホー
mini
ルじゃな
black
く
hole.
て
意味はほとんど同じだ
Same thing essentially.
特異点はいわば
A singularity is the core
ブ
of
ラ
a
ック
black
ホール
hole.
の
このミクロ特異点が2つあるブラックホールを作るのよ。
This process generates a black hole with two microsingularities. Interesting. A black hole with two cores? Like a cowlick with two hairs? No, I don't think that's it.
擬人化希望
Explain with cute girls. Oh no. Don't do that.
はいはい。
Fine.
ミクちゃんとクロちゃ
Oh
んが
my
いいか
god. Say there are two cute girls. Mika-chan and Kro-chan.
姉妹とか燃えるぜ
Sisters
は
are moe. Haha.
ミクちゃんとクロちゃんは電子を与えると自由に操れるようになるのよ。
By feeding Mik-chan and Kro-chan electrons, you can make them do whatever you want.
電気ショックで拷問かそれなんてエロゲ
Oh my god, electric shock torture? This some sort of eroge? Okay, short for erotic game. Games with erotic content. I could have guessed that one. Like these are Shoot Larry or something like that. What? How do I know about this? Don't worry about it.
操作できるようになった
Those
2
are
人を
the days. So you force them to rotate at an extremely high velocity.
すると理論的に
And then,
ミクちゃんと
theoretically,
クロちゃんは2人とも魔法少女
Mik-chan
リング上
and
特異点
Kro-chan.
に変身する。
Why is there one of her eyes closed? Kro-chan transform into magical girl ring singularity. It's like
変身バンクですね
oh my
わ
god,
か
here
り
we
ま
go.
す
Q stock transformation scene. Got it. Refers to the transformation sequences in Henshin Hero and Magical Girl anime. Since stock transformation scenes are used in nearly every episode, their animation is done independently in advance. As a result, the production quality is often higher than that of the rest of the anime. Well, it looks like these two have found a common wavelength. Open your eyes,
これで
Christina.
カーブラックホール
The
効果
resulting
が
black
生ま
hole
れることに
exhibits what's called the Kerr effect.
そもそもカーブラックホ
What
ー
are
ル
Kerr
って
black
何
holes
ぞ
anyways?
さ
You
っ
said they
き回
spin.
転しているって言ってたけど
But what does that mean?
そのままの意味。
Exactly what it sounds like.
でもブラックホールって普通回転してんじゃね穴に向かって渦巻いてるじゃん
But don't black holes usually spin? I mean, there's a whirlpool around the hole, right?
その回転しているように見える部分はブラックホールに吸い込まれつつある周囲の物質でしかない。
The part that looks like it's spinning is just the surrounding matter being sucked into the black
普
hole.
通のブラックホール
A
は
black
超
hole,
質量により
It's
重
just a
力崩
point
壊を起こした中心点があるだけ。
let's just stop
そこに向かっ
talking
て
over her.
あらゆるもの
Don't
が
be
落ちていってる
disrespectful
の。
as you talk over her. A black hole is just a point where extreme mass causes gravitational collapse. Everything falls towards it.
それは点っていうぐらいだから回転はしてない。
Since it's only a point, it doesn't spin.
一方のカーブラックホールはさっき言った通り中心が点じゃなくてリング状なのよ。
A Kerr black hole has a ring at its center, not a point.
ミクちゃんとクロちゃんは普通の
Think of it
人
like
間
this.
ではありえないことに魔法を少女化すると心臓が体内でぐるぐるとリング状に回転してるって考えて。
Think of it like this. Once transformed into magical girls, Meek-chan and Kro-chan's hearts spin like a ring inside their bodies, which is impossible for normal people.
グロは勘弁だお
I'll pass on the guru.
助手よお前はさっきこう言ったなカーブラックホールは実在したとしても証明しようがないと
Before you
そ
said
れは
that
どういう意味だ
such a black hole's existence would be impossible to prove, what did you mean?
ブラックホールには
Yep.
イベントホライゾンというものがある。
A black hole has what's called the event horizon, also known as the Schwarzschild surface. In a black hole, there exists a point beyond which even light can no longer escape the black hole's immense gravity. This boundary is called the event horizon because light and other electromagnetic waves are responsible for conveying information. Nothing that occurs within the event horizon can be observed from the outside. The center of a black hole is black because no light can escape from it.
この内側に入ると時間と空間の役割が入れ替わってしまうわけで
Once you pass the event horizon, time and space switch places.
時間と空間の
Time
役割が
and
入れ替わる
space switch places.
私たちは今
Right now,
空間を自由に移動できるけど時間を1分過去に戻すことはできないそれが入れ替わるのよ
sorry, Kurisu. Right now, we can move freely through space and into the future, but we can't move even 1 minute into the past. That becomes reversed.
イベントホライゾンの向こう側だと空間の移動は不可能になり逆に時間を移動可能になる
On the other side of the event horizon, moving freely through space becomes impossible, while moving freely through time becomes possible. I can't even imagine what that's like.
空間の移動が不可能だからブラックホールからの再脱出はできないと言える
Since unrestricted spatial movement is impossible, you can never escape a black hole.
例えば岡部がブラックホールに突入した場合に体験するのは永遠に引き伸ばされた時間
For example, if Okabe jumped into a black hole, time for him was stretched to infinity.
光が再脱出不可能ということは人の目にはどうやったってイベントホライゾンの向こう側
Since
は見る
light
ことが
cannot
できない
escape, human eyes cannot see the other side of the event horizon.
観測も証明も不可能
Observing a black hole from the outside is impossible, so nothing about the inside can be proven.
ただし例外もある
There's
タ
an
イムトラベ
exception,
ルのハ
however.
ーブラックホールを使う場合この例外こそが重要なのよ
This exception is vital when you use a Kerr black hole for time
も
travel.
ったいぶらずに教えてもらお
Get
う
to
か
the point.
カーブラックホールは得意点
The Kerr
中
black
心が
hole's
回
ring
転しているわけだ
singularity.
から核運動量が存在す
Since
る
it's spinning, it has angular momentum. The Kerr black hole's ring singularity. Maybe there's a typo there because my brain is not putting that the right way. The Kerr black hole's ring singularity. Singularity. The Kerr black hole's ring singularity. Period. I don't know. Since it's spinning, it has. We're gonna move on. I get it.
だから
It's
日
just
本語
reading
で
the
OK だ
read
っ
is not.
て
Doesn't matter. Like I said in Japanese, please.
中心点が回転してるって
Didn't
さ
I
っ
already
き説
explain
明
how
した
the
で
core
しょ
spin?
その回
Just
転
think
運
of
動
that as having
量って
momentum.
思えばいいミクちゃんとクロちゃんに電子を与え続けると自由に操ることができるわけだけど
If you keep giving Meat-chan and Crow-chan electrons, they'll rotate faster and faster.
カーブラックホールの特徴は核運動量が質量を上回るとイベントホライゾンがなくなって
Oh my gosh.
得意
Okay.
点が裸の状態になること
Oh, he's gonna bleed out the nose again, isn't he? And when their angular momentum exceeds a certain threshold, the event horizon will disappear, and the singularity will become a naked singularity. A singularity is usually concealed by its event horizon, which renders observation impossible. A naked singularity is a singularity whose event horizon has been removed. It can therefore be observed and even traveled through. The existence of a naked singularity is purely theoretical.
裸だと
Oh
魔
no.
法少女のコスチューム
That
は
had to happen.
露出度高えというわけで
You
す
mean
な
the magical girls
こ
just...
れアニメ化
Oh, here
ま
we go.
だ
You mean the magical girl costumes expose a lot of skin, right? When does the anime adaptation air? Where's the blood and the noise? No, okay. Kurisu and I ignore Naru's nonsense.
裸になることで
Naked, you mean it becomes observable.
イベントホライゾンがなくなることで時間と空間の役割が入れ替わる必要はなくなった裸の
Exposition.
得意点に向けてその入れ替わりを回避して突入できるようになる
When the event horizon disappears, there's no more reason for time and space to change places, meaning that you can enter a naked singularity without being trapped.
そして裸の得意点の存在は一般相対性理論と因果律を破綻させるわ
And then the existence of the naked singularity allows the principle of causality to be violated and the general theory of relativity to fail.
宇
Relativity.
宙の法則が
The
乱れるの
laws of physics are broken.
そんなもの
Can such a thing
存
exist?
在できるのか
The negation of the theory of relativity and the God, why can't I say that word? The negation of the theory of relativity and the principle of causality means serious paradoxes can occur. Didn't Kurisu say that earlier?
これまでも 存在する可能性は高いと予測されていた。
Nothing
矛盾
in
するようだけど、
nothing in
証明はされてる。
Sorry, Kurisu. Nothing in principle stops scare black holes from existing. It seems inconsistent, but the math never lies.
因果率が破綻してるわけだから、その裸の特異点に突入すれば過去へ遡ることができる。
Since the principle of causality fails, it would be possible to travel to the past by entering a naked singularity. John Titor said the same thing, so Titor's time machine is using CERN's technology. But Titor's time machine was compact, small enough to fit into a car. The LHC is 27 kilometers long, but they managed to get it down to travel size in just 24 years.
わからないのは、特異点に電子を注入する部分ね。
One thing I don't understand is how they inject electrons into the singularity.
見て、この LHC の写真だけど、陽子衝突地点に妙な機器が設置され
Look,
てる。
this is a picture of the LHC. But there's a strange equipment installed at the proton collision site.
リフターっていう名前で呼ばれてるみたいだけど、
It looks like they call it a
一体何の
lifter.
ことだか。
But just what is it?
誰
Okay.
聞いたことは
Have you heard of this, Daru?
リフターさっきの Z プログラムにも
Yeah,
ちらっと
we
出てきた
definitely
よ
brought it
な。
up. I think I saw it in the
Google
Z program
it,
files. Want to Google it? Daru opens a browser window and enters lifter into a search
お
engine.
ヒットしてるし。
We've got hits. About 422,000 results.
こんなに
That many? I guess it's not a secret.
もしかして
Oh,
これじゃ
I
ない
don't think it's all that CERN lifter.
イオンク
Could
ラ
this be it? Lonocraft?
イオン、つまり電荷を持った原子や
Oh,
分
ions.
子のことね。
Ionocraft.
意味としては
Yes.
一致する。
My bad. Ions are charged particles. The meaning matches. Ionocrafts. We click on a link that says Ionocraft lifter. It takes us to a video. They're pulling an all-nighter here, man. Looks like some dim garage. But it doesn't seem like anything secretive. Just a garage, like you'd see in an average American's home. At the center of the screen is a triangular shape made of some kind of metal. It looks about 10 centimeters high and about 30 centimeters wide. It's connected to some sort of generator by a thin wire. Looks like some really cheap equipment. YouTube. That's all there is. I mean, this is like, yeah, like old school. Damn, remember? It's taking me back, man. Nothing else. After explaining something in some language I don't understand, Russian maybe, the person filming the video slowly turns the power on. And then
浮いた。
it's floating. The silvery triangle floats soundlessly into the air. Then it remains stationary.
反重力装
That's
置
an anti-gravity device.
そんなのあるわけない
Pretty。ridiculous.
あったら世紀の
That
大
would
発
be the
見。
breakthrough of a century.
イオンクラフト。
It's called an ionocraft. So it probably
こ
has
の場合、
something to do with
帯電した空
electrodes
気と
and
電極
charged
が
air.
関係してるんだと思う。
Kurisu doesn't sound as confident as she usually does. We look up information on the ionocraft lifter. Lots of sites have detailed instructions on how to make lifters, but I don't know how they work since the sites all give conflicting theories. Conspiracy theories?
セルンが目を
CERN is
つけた
using this lifter technology?
そしてタイムトラベルに必要
It's a
な装
vital
置として組み
component
込
of
んでい
their
る
time machine.
ミクロ特異点の質量や重力場を操作できるとなればやはりこれは反重力装置ということだろう
If they can manipulate a microsingularity's mass and gravitational field, then these things really are anti-gravity devices.
まあ、そういう限定的条件に当てはめるなら間違いじゃないかもしれないけど。
Well, under those exact conditions, I guess you might not be entirely wrong. Incredible. My curiosity is growing more by the second.
でも、セルンはこのリフターの調整に苦労してるみたいね。
But it looks like CERN's having trouble adjusting their lifter.
ミクロ特異点の重力調整がうまくできて
They
いな
don't
い。
have full control over the
だから
microsingularity's
完
gravity,
全な裸の特異点を作れていない。
so they can't make a true naked singularity.
そのせいで被験者がゼリーマンになっていると見るべきだな
That must be the reason why the subjects turned into jellymen. Kurisu nods.
裸の特異点が作れていないなら、つまり被験者はブラックホールに放り込まれるのと同じだから、突入するだけで凄まじい質量によって押しつぶされるに
She
決ま
said
って
way
いる。
more than what's on the screen. Since the singularity is still closed, the subject is crushed by the tremendous gravity.
あら
As
ゆ
a
る物質
result,
がフラクタル構造になってしまったという仮説を提示してみる。 実際はどうなってるのかさっぱり。調べるだけで何ヶ月もかかりそう。
As a result, substances become fractalized. Let's go with that hypothesis. Of course, there's no way to be sure that it's right. It might take months to prove. Kurisu shrugs her shoulders in resignation.
リフターはまだ未完成。
So if CERN's lifter is still incomplete, if Titor is telling the truth, then CERN won't complete their time machine for another 24 years.
つまり俺たちが先に電話レンジカッコ仮を完成させれば
My God.
セルンを出し抜くことも可能というわけだ。
If we can complete the phone wave, name subject to change first, then we'll have outwitted CERN.
規模が全然違う。それにセルンでさえ完成させていないのにあんたにできるわけないでしょ。
Come on. We don't have half the equipment or funding CERN does. What makes you think you can solve a problem that they can't?
これは簡単に解決できる
This
問題
isn't
じゃない。
that simple.
そも
Wow.
そも時間移動調整や時間跳躍後の場所指定の問題も
CERN
セルンは解決できてないし。
CERN still hasn't figured out how to set the subject's destination in time or space, or
ゼリーマンの発見時期や発見場所がバラバラなのも納得だわ。
public about it, or they're not public about it, or Titor figured it out. No, because it's like Titor would have done it 2 years after. Technically, they would have had the technology, but like, did Titor steal something, or did they take something? Did they steal something? Yes. Did they? Like, oh, if it was it couldn't have been mass produced. It's not mass produced. But like something, maybe they're not an official subject. You know, Titor wasn't an official subject. They just happened to take something, maybe pull it off. Maybe they want the public to know, and so they went back to the past and maybe seed events on the Chan boards. You know, but it's for someone to potentially get ahead of 2034, and I don't know. Make them not do this because it's going to cause a catastrophe or something in one of the chaos lines, one of the world lines. That should be evident by now. But that should be evident by how scattered the Jellyman discoveries were.
例えば地の底とか宇宙空間とかに放り出されたゼリーマンもいるかもしれない。見つかってるゼリーマン以外にもね。というかその可能性は限りなく 100% に近い。
We don't even know if this is all of them. There could be Jellymen buried underground or floating in space. Actually, I'm almost certain there are.
地球から何万キロも離れた宇宙空間に放り出されたらタイムトラベルしても無意味。全く実用的じゃないわ。
There's no point traveling through time if you end up in tens of thousands of kilometers away from the Earth. It's not practical at all.
可変重力ロックシステムというようなものがあるとタイターは言っていた。それによって地球の重力を捉え、必ず地球がある場所に到着できるようになると。
Peter said he had a variable gravity lock system. He can use that to lock onto the Earth's gravity and ensure he arrives somewhere on the planet's
タイ
surface.
ターの説明はその点については曖昧だわ。
Peter's explanation on that point was vague.
そういう機会があるというだけじゃ説明にはならない。
He mentioned having such a device, but he didn't explain how it worked. What if the device is this microwave, man? What if they uncovered a way to lock in the continuity, or not the, but the, I guess the continuity of time and space. I guess, yeah, because like ending up where you intend, and the microwave is the secret thing that gets discovered now, and Titor ends up getting getting it. I can assume maybe how, but it's but then that's what's in the car because it can fit in the car. Well, a microwave can fit in the car, so maybe there's something there, and maybe the code they put into it is like the digits of a phone number. Like those variables become the lock, you know, they become the anchor, if you will. That'd be crazy. But then that creates its own, like, how do you get out of the time travel paradox mess that generally triggers when things like this happen? AKA, something exists, but someone in the future comes back to say, hey, this is about to go wrong. But then them saying that is what creates the situation that makes something exist that they end up using in the future, which allows them to come back and tell people to be like, you know, it's like it creates a weird loop there, right? But maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the whole. There's other time travel theory paradoxes. That's why it got mentioned in Act 1 by Kurisu in her presentation, right? That's the whole point of this. Is how do you?
でも時間移動した
It's an
ら
entangled
同じ場
experience.
所に出るだけじゃないの？
It's an entangled narrative experience, but that's the point of the narrative, is that entanglement. But if you're only moving through time, won't you just arrive in the same location?
出るわけないでしょ。
Of course not.
なんで
Why not?
地球は常に
Because the
動
Earth
き
is
続
always
けている
moving
からだ。
like this and like this while doing this. Like, that's rough, man. Come on.
そう。自転と公転。
Right, rotation and
地球
revolution.
の自転速度は
The Earth's
時
rotational
速に
velocity is
して
about
大体
1,650
1680 キロ。
kilometers per hour.
公転速度は時速で考えると
Its
およ
orbital
そ
velocity
11
around the
万
sun is about
4000キロ。
114,000 kilometers per hour.
1時間前にいた座標から私たちはそれだけ離れることになる。
Shit. Meaning 1 hour ago, we were that far away from where we are now.
無法そう考えると僕たちってテラハヤス
When you think about it like that, we're earth-shatteringly fast.
それだけじゃない。
Yes. And that's not all.
地球を含む太陽系
Yeah.
は
The
ミルキー
solar
ウェイに
system
属してる。
is part of the Milky Way.
ミルキーウェイは
And
渦を巻
the
いている
Milky
とこ
Way
ろから
spins like a giant
諸
whirlpool.
説あるけど、だいたい1日に5000万キロぐらい地球が移動する速さでね。
There are various theories, but basically the Earth moves about 50 million kilometers a day. How can she roll all those numbers so smoothly off her tongue? I get that she's a genius, but it's hardly common knowledge. Has she been doing research on this topic? Well,
なん
give
か
a
もうスケー
presentation.
ルが途方もないぞな
We've kind of gotten to a ludicrous scale.
ついでに言うと、
By the
ミル
way,
キーウェイを含む複数の銀河で銀河群が
God,
形成され
the
ているし、
Milky Way is part of a large
さらに
cluster of
上のグループとして、
galaxies, which
超
is
銀河
itself part of
団
an
っていう
even
のも
larger supercluster.
それらの銀河群も超
These
銀河団も
clusters and superclusters might be moving too. If
そう
that's
な
the
ると
case,
さらに飛躍的に私たちの移動距離は伸び
we're
る。
moving even more than 50 million kilometers a day.
いずれにせよ、
The point
ほんの
is,
1秒前に飛ぼうとするだけでも膨大な局所場指定の計算が必要になるのよ。
the point is that setting the destination would require insane calculations, even if you only want to travel 1 second into the past.
手動じゃ無理だし、
Yeah, man.
同じ場所に移動しようと思ったらスパコンで計算したって
Ferris.
解が出るまでに何年かか
Okay,
るか。
what are you talking about? I'm looking at my phone right now, Kurisu. Doing it by hand is impossible, and it might take years for a supercomputer to come up with a solution just to get you to the same location. Barris. Why now? Like, it's 3:20 in the morning. Because, like, we're pulling an all-nighter here, and it's like after 2 in the morning here. Have you bought Phantasm? Have you bought Phantasm's debut single? Yeah. It's the theme song for Rainet Kakeru. So it's really popular. Ferris bought 5 copies. Yeah. It's my duty as a Rainetter. Anyway, there's an important secret hidden in Phantasm's song. The key to unlocking it is... Oops. The bell's ringing. Yeah. Looks like someone's here. Better see who it is. This is kind of creepy at this particular moment in time, especially it's 3:20 in the morning and we're having this discussion right now. Yeah. Important secret. Theme song. Phantasm. Well, important secret is what we're going to click on. Wait. How do I... Can I not see what this says before I click it? Hold on. I don't want to screw this up. I don't remember. I thought you can't read the message. You just click on it and then it kind of triggers something. Well, I'm just gonna click it. Let's go. Yeah, I'm aware they are said to contain directions to the sanctuary, as well as prophecies regarding the end of the world. Isn't that right? What? Oh, that's right. You can click on it, then you read it, then you send it. It's just a mouse click. Okay. I knew that. I was just seeing if you were paying attention. Is this another part of the Operation Stupidify humanity? Explain. What? Phantasm. That band's vocalist, I feel a strong resonance from her. No, hell no. We're going to go with Important Secret. Hell yeah. Send that shit. Pow. Oh my god, I hope she's safe. Why? It's so early in the morning. What are you doing, Ferris? Right, we talked, okay.
ならば
Then we have no
仕方ない
choice. We need to find Titor and borrow his
その可変
variable
重力
gravity
システムを
system. I talked
そ
over
れは明暗
it.
ね。
I'm sorry, I can't help
先
it.
生頑張って。
Great idea. Go for it.
この問題についてセルンはどうしようとしてるのかな。
I wonder how CERN is dealing with this problem. I said. I said. After blowing me off, Kurisu goes back to reading CERN's documents. Dadu and I aren't good with English, so there's nothing we can do but let her work. Anyone gonna sleep tonight? Man. Oh, it's morning. Dawn breaks. Okay. We stayed up all night again. Okay. Fighting drowsiness, I refill my mug with instant coffee. I've already lost count of how many I've had.
Okabe.
Okay. Kurisu hands her mug to me without looking away from the computer. I guess she expects me to refill it. Since when did I become her maid? She should ask Mayuri for stuff like this. Mayuri's a professional maid after all. That said, Kurisu's the one reading CERN's documents right now. Dadu and I can manage if we use translation software, but we're nowhere near as efficient as she is. While it's not exactly what I had in mind when I said I wanted to borrow her knowledge, it just goes to show that I was right to make her a lab mem. She's an asset to the lab. For now, at least, I should try not to upset her. I silently take the mug from Kurisu, dump in the powdered coffee, and pour in hot water from the pot. 2 packets of sugar, no milk. Kurisu has already requested it the same way 5 times today. I mix it well and bring it over to Kurisu. She doesn't immediately realize I'm standing behind her, so I hold the mug in front of her face. Kurisu takes it without turning.
ありがとう。
Thanks. Her eyes never leave the screen. She's completely absorbed in CERN's research. Even though she was adamant when she called them traitors to scientists everywhere, she's not above picking their brains. But I understand how she feels. I'm itching to know I'm itching to know more myself. Dadu is fast asleep on the sofa. He's snoring, and his snoring is quite loud. Furthermore, it sounds like he has sleep apnea. I'm not surprised Kurisu has been able to ignore it. Is she just that focused? I get it. Hyperfocus, activate. I decide to watch some TV. As always, the news channels are all covering the Radican satellite crash. Okay, here we go. 5 days have passed since the satellites crashed, and with this, I shouldn't talk about this. 5 days have passed since the satellite crash, and with the start of the summer vacation season, crowds are gathering to get a glimpse of the satellite, which still has not been removed. I came from Nagoya. I wanted to see it. It becomes a tourist attraction. Oh, Jesus. Look at that. I'm sorry, One Punch Man. I drove all the way from Saitama. It's amazing. Where did that thing come from? I'm a high school girl from Chiba. Tourists from all over Japan are flocking to this location. Oh, Michael Burns, spokesman for NASA, stated, that no satellite had crashed in Japan and that the crashed object was in fact not even a satellite? The satellite is currently under police investigation. No date for removal has been set. Is it really under investigation? This could be another plot by the organization. Good morning. Oh wait, should I say good afternoon? The door unlocks from the outside and Mayuri comes in. She has a convenience store bag in hand. New bananas? There are various food items inside, but it doesn't look like they're for us. Wow. The air in here is so thick. The 3 of us probably look pretty haggard since... That wasn't her. The 3 of us probably look pretty haggard since we stayed up all night. Pop, pop. No more ignore. Part-time warrior. I'm so hungry. I had to skip breakfast again today. I don't have much money on hand. Are there any good places to find insects or weeds around here? I can get by using my survival skills if I have to. What? You eat insects? Hardcore. What kind of childhood did you have? I mean, I don't know. Hardcore or burn? What kind of childhood did you have? I'm gonna say this one, I guess. Let's go. Sen. Whoop. Away it goes. No regrets. That's fine. I'll refresh the air. Uh-oh. Mayuri opens the window wide. We still have that third banana. The sky is so blue it hurts my eyes. Large clouds listlessly drift on the winds. They did say they ate the cup noodles with warm bananas. So I believe we still have a third banana. It truly is a refreshing sight. Mayuri's appearance makes Daru get up with a grimace. She's so sleepy. Kurisu also finally moves away from the computer, sipping her hot coffee while rubbing her eyes. I glance at the clock, then go to the center of the room and call for attention.
いい機会だ。ラボメンが全員集合したところだし、久々に円卓会議を開こうと思う。
Oh my God. Since all lab members are present and accounted for, this is the perfect opportunity to hold another roundtable conference. About confluence?
なんぞそれ。
What's that?
ラボメンによる報告会。
A meeting of lab mems.
そんなのこれまでにやったことあっ
Have we
た
ever
っ
done that
け？
before?
そもそも円卓なんてどこにあるのよ。
Do you even have a round table?
実物はない。
Not physically.
我らラボメンの心の中にはある。そうだろう。
However, it exists in the hearts of all lab mems. Am I mistaken?
そうだろ？じゃな
Yes,
かろうが。
you're mistaken.
勝手に人の心の中に変なも
Don't
の
go
持たせ
sticking
ない
things in
で。
people's hearts.
マヨシーにもあるかな。
Is there one in Mayuri's too?
あ
And Mayushi too?
あ、あるさ。
Of course there is.
そっか。
Oh, that's good. But what's a round table?
てかなんで円卓？朝
Oh,
を
was that roundable? Not round table? And why a round table? You King Arthur?
そもそも私はラボメンといっても期間限定だし。
I'm only a temporary lab mem anyways. These people whine about every little thing. Oh my
とに
gosh.
かく円卓会議だ。
Oh,
マイリ
shit.
は昨日の夜はいなかったので、ひとまず今の俺たちの置かれた状況を教えておく。
Anyway, it's a round table conference. Mayuri wasn't here last night, so first, let's explain the situation to her. I tell Mayuri about everything we discovered in her absence. About how CERN is making a time machine. About Jellyman. About how Men in Black might be coming to erase us for what we know.
悪いことは良くないよ。
Told you you shouldn't do bad things.
悪いだと？
Bad, you say?
俺たちが
We are bad.
何をバカな。
Absurd.
それを言うならばセルンの方がよほど悪。世界だけでは飽き足らず、時空までも手に入れようと企んでいる連中だ。
If we're bad, then CERN is even worse. They aren't satisfied with ruling the world. Now, they want to get their hands on space-time itself.
同意するわ。
I agree. For some reason, Kurisu backs me up.
セルンのやってることは社会的にも人間的にも、そして研究者としても許されることじゃない。
What CERN is doing is unforgivable. They're traitors to humanity, to society, and to science.
そうだけど。
I guess. She doesn't sound convinced. I didn't want to get Mayuri involved, but she's surprisingly perceptive. She'd find out even if we kept it a secret, so it's better to just tell her.
いずれにせよこれで我がラボとセルンとのラグナロックは避けられなくなった。
Anyway, Ragnarok can no longer be averted. The final battle with CERN is near. A large part of me is still afraid, but we've come too far to turn back now. We can't unlearn what we know.
ラグナロック
Right? In a rock?
また北欧神話か。
Norse mythology again?
クリスティーナ、お
Christina!
前にはセルン調査について命じていたな。
Oh my god.
何か新たに分かったことは？
I ordered you to investigate CERN. What have you learned?
命じられた覚えはないけどね。
I don't remember being ordered, but whatever.
セルンがタイムトラベルにおいて抱えている問題点は
There are
2つ。
two problems CERN faces with time travel.
1つは電子注入装置リフターの調整。
First is the electron injection device, also known as a
こ
lifter.
れがうまく機能しないとカーブラックホールの得意点を裸にできない。
Unless they get it to function properly, they can't make a Kerr black hole singularities naked.
この状態で得意点を通過しようとすれば超重力によって被験者はミクロレベルまで圧縮されてしまう。当然無事ではいられないわ。
If you send a test subject through the singularity in its current state, the supergravity compresses them to the micro level. Naturally, there's no way to survive.
それとタイムトラベル先の局所場指定ができないことが2点目。
The second
得意点を抜けて
Sorry,
どこへ出る
Christina.
かの指定ができない。
The second problem is that they can't specify a physical destination. They can't choose where they end up after traveling to the past.
だから各地で見つかっている14人のゼリーマンはむしろ運がいい方だったと言うべき。
I don't know that. That's why I'd say the 14 found jellymen were the lucky ones.
人体実験は2001年から100回以上行われていた。つまり残りの80人以上はどこへ飛ばされたのかすら確認できてい
Over
ない。
100 human experiments have been performed since 2001. The remaining 80 or so people ended up somewhere they can't be found.
なんで確認できな
Why
い
can't
の
they be found?
マユシ、そんなことも知らんの？
Didn't
地
you
球は
know,
常に動いてるん
Mayushi?
だよ。
The
自
world is
転速
constantly
度は
moving.
時速にして
Oh, here we go.
1500キロ
Here we go.
公転速度は11万4000キロで
Its rotational speed is 1500 kilometers per hour, and its orbital speed is 114 kilometers per hour. Dauder's tone is authoritative, but he's just relaying what he heard from Kurisu last night.
セルンはその2点について解を模索してるみたいだけど
CERN has
う
been
まくいって
looking
ないみたい。
CERN has been looking for solutions, but it's not going well. So even CERN is having difficulties?
それで助手よ。セルンのタイムマシンから電話レンジカッコ仮のヒントになるようなものは見つかったか？
Now then, have you learned anything that could help us complete the phone wave named subject to
ヒン
change?
トね。
Kurisu stares at the ceiling and thought,
そもそも
well,
LHC は世界一巨大な電子レンジなんて異名もあるぐらいだけど
well, I suppose you could call the LHC the world's largest microwave oven. Of
そうか。
course.
つまり電話レンジカッコ仮は LHC の縮小版ということだ
That's
な。
what I'm saying. In other words, a phone wave named subject to change is a miniature LHC.
あながち間違ってないかもね。
Might be onto something there. I was sure she'd deny it. In fact, I thought she'd yell at me. But instead, she agreed with me. Throws me off a little.
もっとも電話レンジはわからないことが多すぎる。
Oh, jeez.
なんでセルンのタイムマシンと同じような現象をあの小さな電子レンジで起こせるのか。
However, there are too many things we don't know about the phone wave. Why do the same phenomena that occur in CERN's time machine also occur in that tiny little microwave?
LHC と違ってこれはタイムトラベルのために作られたものじゃないのよ。
This thing wasn't made for time travel.
マユシーの唐揚げを温めるためのものだよ
It
ね
was made to warm Mayushi's chicken.
まあ
Well,
そう
yeah.
少なくともゼリーマンという現象が電話レンジカッコ仮でも起きているのだからマユリのバナナはカーブラックホールのリング上得意点に到達していると考えるべきだ。
Since the Jellyman phenomenon occurs with a phone wave named subject to change, Mayuri's bananas must be reaching the Kerr black hole's ring singularity.
ブラックホールができてるの
It makes a black hole? Here?
吸い込まれないか
It won't suck us in, will it? If it sucked us in, we'd become Jellymen too.
でも放電現象の仕組みや発生条件が解明できてない。
But we still haven't figured out the electric discharge phenomenon or the conditions required to cause it.
この前の実験だと 放電現象が起きた時にだけ過去へメールを送れたお。
During our experiments earlier, we were only able to send emails to the past during the discharge.
まだ2度しか成功していないが、その放電現象が意味するのは電荷、すなわち電子注入の可能性が高い。
Although it hasn't happened again, that discharge phenomenon could very well signify the injection of charge, that is, electrons.
それが発生した時だけ得意点への道が開けるのだ。
And only when it occurs does the path to the singularity open.
放電現象の原因はわからないじゃない。
We don't know the cause of the discharge phenomenon.
それはこれから調べる。
That's what we need to find out.
そもそも過去へ送れるメールはデジタルデータであって物体じゃないわ。そこがセルンのタイムマシンと決定的に違っている。
In the first place, the emails we are sending to the past are digital data, not physical objects. That's a definite difference from CERN's time machine.
いや、やることは同じだ。
No.
デジタルデータが得意点を通
We're
り
doing
抜
the
け
same
ないと
thing.
誰か保証したのか？人間サイズの物体を通り抜けさせるよりよほど簡単だと思うが。
Who's to say that digital data can't go through the singularity? I think it would be easier than sending something human-sized.
ま
Well,
あ確かに。
I suppose that's true.
メールって言うから
The way you
混乱
guys
する
talk
んだ
about
と
email,
本物の紙飛行機にした手紙がピューンって飛んでいくイメージなんだよ。
it makes me think of folding a letter into a paper airplane and making it go zoom, you know?
むしろ光線だろう。
More like a beam of
光
light,
デジタルデータみたいな。
like optical digital data.
ところで、過去へ送れるメールは言いにくいな。
I mean,
名前をつけようではないか。
by the way, it's a pain to keep saying email sent to the past. Let's give it a proper name. Ooh,
またカッコつけ？
I got a bad feeling about this.
またとか言うな。
What's that
この
supposed to
法
mean?
院教魔をバ
You
カに
dare
しているの
mock?
か。
Hoyin Kyoma? Hoyin.
どうせへんてこな名前をつけたいんでしょ。
You just want to give it some oddball name, don't you?
変ってことは失敬だな。ならば発表しよう。俺はこの過去へ送れるメールという現象について
How
こう名付
rude.
けた。
Heed me.
その名も
I'm sorry, Hoyin. How rude. Heed me. I shall name the phenomenon of emails sent to the past as follows. The name shall be
ノスタルジアドライブ。
Nostalgia Drive.
わかりにくい。却下。
Confusing. Rejected.
貴様、上司の分際で却下できる権限があると思っているのか。
Oh my god. Who gave you the authority to reject my ideas? You're just an assistant.
じゃあ多数決する？
Why don't
ノ
we
ス
take
タ
a
ルジア
vote?
ドライブに
All in
賛
favor
成
of
の人。
Nostalgia Drive? My hand shoots into the air, but nobody follows suit.
裏切ったな、ダルマユリ。
Have you forsaken me, Daru? Mayuri.
クリスチャンの言う通りだと思うな。マユシーはそんな長い名前は覚えられません。
Chris Chan's right. It's too hard for Mayuri to remember.
中二病すぎだろ上皇。
It's way too Juny, man. Traitors.
ならばお前たちには自分で考えたとっておきのネーミングがあるのだろうな。まさか我が案を否定しておいてノープランとは言わせんぞ。
Oh my god. Fine. Then let's hear alternatives. Don't tell me you rejected my idea without having any bright ideas of your own.
やっぱりわかりやすさ重視にすべきだと思う。時間を遡っているメールなんだから、そこをメールでいいんじゃない？
That's a good one, Kuriso. I think it needs to be something easy to understand. It's an email that regresses through time. So, how about retro mail? Retro mail is how.
で、どういう意味？
What does retro mean? Mayuri is busy eating strawberry jelly. How can she eat that stuff after hearing about Jellyman?
今のマユリの反応が答えだ、クリスティーナ。
Oh shit.
わかりやすい名前をつけるべきと言っておきながら、
He's so proud
ち
when
っ
she
とも
gets
わかりや
wrecked.
すくないではないか。
Sounds like you have your answer, Christina. You said it should be easy to understand, but it wasn't easy to understand at all, was it?
それはまゆりさんが。
That's because Mayuri-san is...
あ、
Never mind, what were you gonna say, Christina? How dare you?
もしかして今、 マユリがバカだからと言おうとしたか？
Of course, he's just gonna say it out loud. Were you about to say because Mayuri's dumb?
違うわよ。
No. Oh no.
クリスちゃん、
Christian? Do you think Mayuri's dumb?
思ってるのかな。
Oh no.
思ってない。
Oh no. I
全くこれっ
don't.
ぽっちも思ってな
I
いから。
promise I don't.
誤解しないで。
Okay. Oh no. Somehow, Kurisu manages to glare at me even while soothing Mayuri.
時をかけるメールの一択だろう。
I vote the male who leapt through time.
少し表現が硬いな。
That's too stiff.
Really
It's hard to say.
オカリンのノスタルなんとかだって十分長いじゃんか。それにこれは映画のタイトルを。
It's better than your nostalgia. Oh, nostalgia dishes. Got it. Once I realized what he was saying. Nonsense. And mine makes a movie title reference.
ロマンがあればいい
That's
のだ
not
ロマン
cool.
が。
It needs to be cool.
そんな理由で却下かよ。
You were checking it for that? Oh my god.
トゥットゥルー。
Oh,
マユシも思いついたよ。
oh. Mayushi has an idea. Let's
あ
go.
のね、
How
バッ
about
クトゥザメール。
back to the
映画
mail?
のタイトルとね、メールをくっつけてみました。
I took a movie title and changed the word to mail.
マユシ、映画のタイトルネタはもう
I already
僕
did
が
a
やっ
movie
たっ
joke.
て。
Mayushi.
それに意味が微妙に違ってきてると思う。
Besides, I think the meaning is a little off. Oh my god, this whole chapter is about naming this thing. She probably meant mail to the future. Wait, that wouldn't make sense. But our emails go to the past.
意味とかじゃなくて、映画
It's
の
not
タ
about the
イ
meaning.
トルと
I took a
メー
movie
ルを
title
くっ
and
つけ
changed the
て
word to mail. Oh my god.
いずれにせよ
Oh,
長い。
Mayushi. Either way, it's too long.
じゃあデロリアンメールとか。
I mean, retro mail is pretty good. Come to think of it. Then how about DeLorean mail? I mean, that's not a bad idea either. If you cook them right, they can taste surprisingly good. Just in the middle of this, he gets distracted by that.
もう何のメールかさっぱりわからないではないか。
That doesn't even say what kind of mail it is.
ね
What kind of email
え、
it
こ
is.
んなくだら
Hey,
ないことに時間取ってる場合じゃないでしょ。もういっそのこと略して D メールにしなさいよ。
okay. Let's just abbreviate to D mail and move on. It's also a letter before E. Retro. Revert back. The alphabet.
いや、しかしそれでは味気なさすぎるというか。
味気なかろう
That's
が
catchy,
味気があろう
man.
がどうでもいい。
I don't care if it's boring. Shot down. Kurisu's influence in the lab seems to have grown significantly these past few days. Hours. Past few hours. All-nighter. As I'm about to pull if I keep going.
D メール
D mail it
お願い
is.
します。
Mayuri, finished with her jelly. What? No, the thing she was eating. Proclaims in satisfaction. Wait, when did Mayuri become the moderator?
で、
So,
なんで D メー
Why
ルみ
does the
たい
D
な
mail
現象が
phenomenon
起きる
occur?
リング得意点への道が開いているからだ。何度も言っているだろう。
Because the path through the ring singularity is open. We've been over this already.
ブラックホールが発生しているのかどうかは確認できていない。単にセルンのタイムマシンと偶然似てるだけで、実は全く違う現象かもしれない。
We don't know if there's actually a black hole at work here. It could be an entirely different phenomenon that just happens to resemble CERN's experiments.
焦って結論を出すのは危
It's
険よ。
dangerous to jump to conclusions.
何を言う？
Why so
お前は
timid?
自分たちでタイムマシンを作りたいとは思わないのか？そのために危険を冒してセルンにハッキングまでしたのだぞ。
Don't you want our time travel experiments to succeed? That's why we put our lives on the line to hack CERN.
今語るべきは電話レンジカッコ仮をタイムマシンとして使えるようにするにはどうしたらいいかだ。
What we need to figure out is how to turn the phone wave named subject to change into a usable time machine.
でもさ、
Do
僕
you
たちにで
really
きると思う
think that's possible?
できるかどうかではない。やるのだ。
There is no think, only do.
何よその精神論至上主
Oh
義
shit.
あんたって
What
無
did-
能なトップの典型ね
What? Did you read that off a motivational poster? You're like the classic incompetent boss. It's a quote, Kurisu.
おのれ
Damn you.
狂気のマッドサイエンティスト
Here we go.
法院京馬に対して何たる
You
言い
dare
草だ
insult the insane mad scientist Huyen Kyoma.
まあそもそもオカリン
Well,
は別にトップじゃないけ
It's
ど
not like Okarin's the boss anyway.
いかにも
Indeed.
俺はラボの象徴
I am the symbol of this lab, not the
トッ
boss.
プではな
象徴だかなんだか知らないけどどうやって電話レンジをタイムマシンとして使えるようにするかその具体的な解法を教えてよ
I don't know what you mean by symbol, but how do you plan to turn the phone wave into a time machine? Let's have details.
解放か
My plan. Alright,
そうだな
there's one thing.
一つは放電現象が起きるか起きないかはランダムだと思っているようだが
Here we go.
俺には仮説があるのだ
You do? I have one. If you tell me yours, I'll tell you mine. We've been thinking that the electrical discharge happens at random, but I have a hypothesis.
どういうこと
Is he actually gonna like accidentally roll into this? Which is, I look at my watch. It's past noon. And he's gonna get halfway there, partially there. Recall the conditions when it occurred, Christina?
昨日の夜いろいろ検討したはずだぞそして俺たち
Here we
が
go.
最も単純で
Here we
最も
go, third banana, baby. Let's
決定的な条件を見
go.
ようとしていた
We experimented through the night with no results, but there's one variable we overlooked. The simplest, most definitive variable of all.
すなわち発生時
That
刻
is the time of the occurrence.
過去2回の
Here we go.
放電現象が
I
起きた
checked the
時間を
times
調べてみた
of
ん
the
だ
two previous
が
occurrences.
それによれば俺が誰の携帯に送った時に偶然発
Oh
生した
yes.
最初の
Here we
DNA は
go.
だいたい12時から13時の間
Oh, when I accidentally sent the first email to Daru's phone, it happened between noon and 1 p.m.
そして2回目
The second time,
俺たち4人全員が目撃した
when
DNA
all
は
four of us observed the email,
18時頃に発
was
生し
6 p.m.
つまりその2つの時間帯に実験をすればあるいは再現が可能かもしれないのだ
So if we perform the experiment within that time frame, we might be able to reproduce the effect.
早速やってみましょう
Let's try it right now. Is it already noon for them? Jeez Louise. Oh my god, hold on. Oh no. They really did all-nighter. That's crazy talk. Kurisu bolts into the development room, suddenly bursting with enthusiasm.
それにしてもこの助手
Well,
ノ
I'm
リノ
glad
リで
to-
ある
Well, I'm glad to see she has her priorities straight.
マユシーのバナナずいぶん減っ
Here
た
we
ね
go. Mayushi's banana supply is getting low. Gotta buy more. Only one banana remains untouched. Third banana. Rule of threes. We got rid of the jellified bananas. I thought they ate the hot bananas. Oh, and then we ate the rest of the hot bananas last night. Got it.
ごめんねまゆりさん
Sorry,
後
Maru-chan.
で新しいバナナ買ってくるから
I'll go buy some new bananas later.
本
Really?
当
Yay.
オカリンやダル君
Okay, then
バナナ
Dakuru-kun
勝手に食べて
eat my bananas, but they never buy new
買って
ones.
きてくれないのです
Oh. I'll be sure to amend that in the future. A bunch of bananas is a small price to pay in order to bring chaos to the world. Hoyen! Shut it. Kurisu picks the last banana off the stem, leans under the... What? But there would only have been one banana left. What do you mean? Just put the banana with the stem. And it leans under the table and places it inside the microwave.
まずはゼリーマンになるか試してみる
First, let's see if it'll become a jelly man. Oh. Wait, she tries to get up and gloriously bangs her head underneath the table.
ドジっ子アピールはよせ
Trying for the clumsy girl appeal. Shut up, man.
しとらんわ
It was an accident. Kurisu gets up, blushing in embarrassment, with tears in her eyes.
このレンジの配置
Put the
なんとか
microwave
しろ
somewhere else. It's
危ないし
dangerous
めんどくさい
and hard to reach like this.
床に穴が開いてしまうから無理だ
It'll punch through the floor if we put it on the table.
クリスちゃんクリスちゃん痛いの痛いの飛んでけ
Pain, pain, go away. Mayuri pats the back of Kurisu's head, then sweeps her hand through the air.
サンクス、まゆり
Thanks,
さん。
Mayuri-san. Kurisu pulls herself together, types on her phone, and activates the phone wave name subject to change. The banana inside the microwave slowly begins to spin backwards as the timer counts down. Kurisu, who is peering into the microwave, suddenly shouts in surprise. The banana has vanished. At the exact same moment, the banana reappears on the stem, jellified.
おお、
ゲルバナになったね。
It became a jalbana.
やはり俺の予想通り。
Just as I suspected, the critical variable was time. I was a little anxious about the result, but it all worked out. I outwitted the impertinent genius girl. Now my position as symbol of the lab is secure. Guy, what a guy.
やるわ
Way
ね
to go,
岡部。
Okabe. It was so
あまりに
simple.
単純すぎて
I didn't
気
notice
づけ
it.
なかった。
Kurisu says with a slightly sulky expression.
悔しいのか？
Your praise does
そ
you
れでも俺に
credit,
3時の言
Christina.
葉を送る姿勢は評価してやろう。
But I know you're frustrated. You didn't think of it first.
それより
Anyway,
D メールが再現で
let's
き
see if
る
we
か
can
につ
send
い
another
て
D
も
mail.
確認しないと。
Kurisu ignores my proud laughter and excitedly starts typing out an email.
この法音隠居魔の威厳がクリスティーナのせいでどんどん落ちていく。
I feel like my authority has been on the decline since that girl showed up.
もともと
It's cool,
威厳は
man.
ないと思う。
We never had any to begin with.
いいからそこの
Help
男
me,
子2
you
人
two.
手伝
Okabe.
って。岡部、あんたの携帯に
I'm
メ
sending
ー
an
ル送
email
る
to
か
your
ら。
phone. When did I become her assistant? I grind my teeth in frustration, but I do as I'm told and insert my phone into the phone wave named subject to change's slot. What? Phone into phone wave named subject to change's slot? What do you mean the slot? Because Dadu had it plugged in. Like that's how he got. I don't remember the details of how Dadu's whole email thing got lopsided. If he had it hooked into this power supply that's causing this to. I'm not sure. Let's just keep going. I'm sure it'll explain itself. Let's go.
ねえねえクリスちゃん、なんて
What are you
送る
gonna
の？
send, Christian? Mayuri presses up against Kurisu and sneaks a peek at Kurisu's phone.
別に意味のある文章である必要はない。送れるかどうかを確認できさえすればいいんだから。
It doesn't matter what it says. What matters is whether we can send it or not.
どれどれ？
Let me see. Okabe
オカ
is
ベ
an
は
airhead.
待て
Wait,
ここの助手
you there, assistant.
何を打ち込んでいる
What are you typing?
さあね。準備
You'll see.
Okay.
Ready? I'm sending it. Pop. Dadu has already set the microwave's timer through the X68000. There's nothing inside, but the microwave still operates. The countdown starts from 120. This is where the timing counts. We know that we have to open the microwave door during operation, but we still don't know when to send the email. For now, we'll do them simultaneously. Kurisu readies her finger on the phone's send button. I grasp the microwave's door handle. Oh, it's right there. That slot right there. Got it. Mayuri seeks cover.
じゃあカウントするぜ。
Starting the countdown. The microwave timer soon indicates 70.
3、2、
2, 1,
Each.
0.
Zero.
Kurisu presses send. And at nearly the same instant, I open the microwave door. Something's definitely gonna happen. No shit, okay.
来た来たぞ。
It's working, you guys. It's alive. Oh, lightning crackles in the air. Oh, jeez. The cushion underneath the phone wave name subject to change collapses under the weight. The floor starts creaking. Oh, shit. Be prepared, Brontooth. It's exactly like the discharge phenomenon that occurred before. The discharge lasts for about 10 seconds. After it subsides, we stare at the phone wave named subject to change with bated breath. Luckily, it didn't break through the floor. Mr. Brown is not going to be pissed.
メー
Did
ル
it arrive?
届いた。
I disconnect my phone from the phone wave named subject to change and check my email. Kurisu stands beside me and peers at the screen. Done. Am I supposed to click? I'm afraid to click. Am I going to miss something? Let's see. Let's click. And then this one would be before, but Okabe is on. There's an email there. 2 of them, even. And they're written in English. The timestamps are from 5 days ago. Kudisha starts laughing when she sees the email, even though she's the one who wrote it. The Okabe in the first one is obviously my name. But what does airhead in the second one mean? My English is shaky. Is she saying my head can fly or something? Wow, whatever. I may not know what it means, but I do know this. My assistant is making fun of me. But that doesn't matter right now.
クリスティーナ、お前はメールを2通送ったのか？
Did you send 2 emails?
うん。
No, I only sent
送ったの
one.
は1通だけ。
マユシーも見たよ。
Mayushi saw it too.
本当
She
に
really
い
only
つだ
sent one,
しかし2通受信しているぞ。
but I received 2.
そうね。
You're right.
一つの文章だけ
I even sent it in one
分割
sentence,
されてる。
but it got divided.
ちなみにこの文章の意味は？
By the way, what does that word mean?
自分で調べれば？
Why don't you look it up? I guess she doesn't want to answer. You made her wait. Go get it.
そういえばさ、
Dr. D and
この前の D メ
Dr.
ー
P
ル
and
も文章は途中で切れてたよな。
That reminds me, the D mail from before was cut up mid-sentence too. It was.
そうだったか？
Was it?
そうそう。
Yeah.
着歴見てみなよ。
Look at your
僕は
history.
確か
I'm pretty sure I
オカリ
sent.
ンは変態って送ったはずだお。
We did. We absolutely did. It did. It did. Go ahead. Go all the way. Faster. Irv. Okarin is a P. Irv.
確かに。
You're right.
こちらも2つに分
This
割
one
さ
got
れて
split
いる
too.
何が原因なの
Data
かしら。
size. I wonder what's causing it.
ゼリーマンと関係があるかも
Maybe
しれ
it's
ない。
related to the Jellyman.
でもマユシーはね、どうして5日前に届いたかの方が
Now, usually wants to know why it arrived 5 days ago.
確かに
Good point.
前に送った時も5日前に届いてたわよね。
Then the last one also arrived 5 days before we sent it? Wait a minute. So, something might happen August 3rd. Because doesn't she die at the beginning on the 28th of July? Or does it happen today? Maybe there's something like that going on. Yeah, it did.
なんか法則性でもあるん
Is
じゃ
there
ね？
some kind of rule for when it arrives?
じゃあさ、もっと
Today might be a
じゃんじゃん
dangerous
送って
day,
みよう
man.
よ。
Let's try sending more. Mayori's right. Now that we've figured out how to send emails, we should keep experimenting and collect as much data as we can. No, you should
Yosh.
stop. I think you should
ラー
stop.
メンよ。
All right, lab mems.
全員配置に
Battle
つけ。
stations.
また
Oh
始まっ
shit.
た。
He's at it again.
これより
We're about to start
Email
tricking
実験を
messes.
可能な
Our
限り
mission to send as many
連続で
emails as
行う。
possible. I don't think
誰
this
は
is a good idea.
テ
Daru.
ケロッパにて電話レンジカッコ仮の監視、調整、
Oh, Jesus.
情報収集、
Your job is to observe, adjust, and gather information.
助手はメールを打ち続けろ。
Assistant, keep
さ
those
ま
mails
ざまなパ
coming.
ターンの文章を試せ。
God.
日本語、英語、全角半角、絵文字。内容は問わん。
I said emoji instead of emoticons. Try various patterns of text, Japanese, English, full width, half width, emoticons. The actual messages don't matter. I'm sure Shining Figure, oh, that's true, would be better for the job, but since she's not a lab mem, I'll leave it to Kurisu.
マユシーは
What about Mayushi? Mayushi?
マユリには買い出しを命じる。とりあえずバナナを買ってきてくれ。金はこの法院京馬が出す。
Your mission is to go shopping. Just buy some bananas for now. I, Huyin, Kyoma, shall find you. Shall fund you. Wow, you're so generous.
じゃあ岡部はレ
So I
ンジの
guess
ド
your
アの
job
開け
is
閉めね。
opening the microwave.
うひょー。刺身
You
に
saved the
タンポポの
easiest
花
job
を
for yourself? No, my assistant's
上司の
judgment is
判断
sound.
は的確だ。おそらく D メール製品の鍵はレンジのドアを開けるタイミングにかかっている。
The key of the successful D-mail is most likely the correct timing of opening the microwave door.
あ、いや
I mean, I don't.
冗談で言ったんだけど
I was just kidding.
レンジのドアの開け閉め、この法院教馬に任せるがいい。神のごとき正確さと修羅のごとき大胆さ、
Oh my God.
そして
Come on.
女性を扱うから
Leave
の
this
繊
task
細
to
さを
Kyoma. I shall open this door with precision, boldness, and delicacy, as if it were the flesh of a beautiful woman. I might as well start talking over him after I've already read it, because I'm already chuckling and reacting to the thing that it's like I obviously don't know what he's saying in Japanese, but it's gonna be odd. But the reason why I really should, I have to try not to do it, is I can only imagine people who try to watch a playthrough of this game. And then they have auto captions on, because YouTube now does auto captions. I mean, they do it really well now. Whereas when I tried to start this Let's Play 4 years ago, is that their closed captioning was not that good. But now they have AI translation technology behind the scenes. They auto translate your language itself. I think it's coming. It's like it's already been released in parts of the world, but that's gonna come, right? You'll be able to hear me speaking Portuguese when I'm speaking English here. It's coming. It's gonna come. And so I can't imagine games like this where they're in a different language and you have a Let's Player talking. Like, how is that gonna work? Like, it's gonna turn into a goddamn disaster for folks. But hey, it feels a little bit unnatural to hard pause myself like I'm already reacting inside because I've read ahead, because I can speed read to some degree on top of it. But then anyways, so it's this is a jarring experience for everybody, I think, along the way. I've kept going well past the 2 hour mark. I'm starting to get the itchy nose I get when I'm talking for too long on camera. I don't know why this happens, but it happens all the time. So when I'm reading visual novels, obviously this would have been expected, but here's the thing, it didn't happen 45 minutes in, which is usually when it happens. It happened 2 hours and 45 minutes in, so that's pretty good. But I do feel like maybe I need a coffee top off, but I feel like this scene has to end. Like, it's got to be coming to a culmination that it has to end. Like, there has to be a scene change. Like, there's so much exposition in the scene so far. If it's relative to the amount of outcomes that are going to come of this, it would make sense, because they have to get all that exposition out of the way, even if it's heavy, a lot of heavy lifting for the concepts and context around here, so that now when we experience the next sweep of things, it might just be rapid fire chaos, like literally chaos that happens for maybe the last half of this experience. And if you don't know the foundations of the theories, the theoretical stuff, and like the conditions and the weirdness between CERN and why this thing is the way it is, and how data versus people, and like, you have to have those pieces in place, because that has to reveal itself to some degree. Even if it's as chaos, it has to reveal itself as part of both the midway point that starts to make everything go completely batshit crazy. Then there's going to have to be the reversal of the shits. Oh, we got something cool out of this, but it's actually terrible. Maybe it's Kaori's death. Like, we go back to the beginning of this experience is the midway point. And then I would go like, okay, then things are really hitting, like things are going to shit. But then there's like a reveal there, like the secret weapon has to go back to the exposition we all just got. Like, if this is the early Act 2, this exposition matters for the late Act 2 to Act 3 transition of how Rintaro fixes this, if that's even possible to do, or there's some reversal or some control of the chaos. Like, he has to be an agent of control as opposed to being an agent of chaos. And I think like that might be something they might be playing with, and I'd like to kind of see if that plans out. Now, so the question is do I take a break for dinner and a coffee as late as it is tonight? I feel like that's a good idea, but at the same time, what if I'm like 5 minutes away? This feels like this has to be the closure. I'm going to give this another 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'll likely have to take a break. Let's just go. Let's see what happens. That's naughty.
No.
Furthermore,
作戦はトップシークレットである。
shit.
誰にも漏らしてはならない。
The current operation is top secret. You must not leak it to anyone. Got it? Mayuri nods. The others are ignoring
で
me.
は、作戦名を発表する。
Now I shall give this operation a name. It shall be known as Op.
作戦名とかいらないか
Don't
ら
need one.
始めま
Let's
しょう
start. Another 2 hours later. Shit. But you ruined my climactic scene. Damn you, assistant. This is an outrage. It is a transition. I felt it in my heart. Afterwards, the D-mail experiment. Its name is Operation Erd. though I lost my chance to announce it continues for 2 hours. 2 hours! I know Rentaro too well. The eldest of 3 Norns, goddesses of fate in Norse mythology. The 3 sisters tend the world tree Yggdrasil, or Yggdrasil, which has roots in Urd's foundation. Urd is the Norn of the past. Well played. Well played. All right. Now, should I just... Oh my god, I haven't saved this entire time. Was it F6? I don't want... How do I do this again? Is it a skate? How do I... Oh, no, no, no. I remember I did that once. That was one of the failures. I think that was my first playthrough. That was the first world line. Is I went to... I didn't know how to save the game. And so I did what I just did there, but I said okay. And then when I came back to play the second session, I didn't have a game saved because I didn't save it. And there was no autosave. So that was world line 1. I don't want to screw this up. I'm going to go to my desktop real quick. I'm going to open my... What am I doing right now? I've learned how to do this inside the game. All right, here we are. So I want to get to the point right here. Save. F6. Because some reason I had like... Maybe these back... It doesn't matter. I would have loaded. I probably would have loaded by accident there. Okay, everybody. Look at this. Bam. We have a new save file. Chapter 3. Now, do I dare just release a massive... I could split this experience into 2. And that might be the best idea. And I can take a break right here. That's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to sign off. It's already getting late anyways. And since it's a lot of reading, I don't want my brain to jellify. And so I'm happy to be back. I can't wait to play more of this. I still have a few more days off of work. I do intend to put in a good grinder here, rolling into New Year's, and then hopefully, yeah, you'll all get this at a pretty reasonable pace. For all your patience, for those of you who are still stuck around through the world lines, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it as always, especially under the conditions of this Let's Play. And like I said, I'm looking forward to this experience quite a bit. So I'll catch you there. Don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire, buddy. Peace.